all the way here from Norway tonight. Guys, thanks so much for jumping on. Great to have your company. We've actually got 3 guests here. We've got Ulla, Jorgen, and Matt. Matt, I'm going to go straight to you. Matt Turner, we were just talking all the way over there in Bergen, I believe, in Norway, right?
That's right, yeah.
How the heck?
No, in English, man.
You're English. How the heck did you end up in Norway coaching these 2 guys on a late night? You said it was snowing out there. You've been there for a decade?
Yeah, well, I came here I think 2007, 2008. I was actually an old friend of Jorgen Miller's back in the day. He actually grew up on the street behind me. So this is how we're on his promotion here. So I did some MMA and moved out here, and there was an opportunity to start a gym, so I just went for it. I didn't realise at the time that MMA was actually banned here, and they'd never seen it before. We actually stood in front of the first cage ever to be in Norway, which is a bit of a history. It's the first cage here, and when I put this thing in here, the population went, wow, we're staying away from that place.
Amazing.
But it's got big here, and now it's unrecognisable in Norway. There's an MMA gym in every town now, so it's been fantastic to watch it grow here.
Amazing. And now, Jorgen, I'm going to go straight to you. Jorgen Schroen is fighting this Saturday night, February 19th in Bournemouth. You're making that big flight all the way over. You were telling me actually MMA isn't actually legally allowed in Norway, yet other extreme sports like skiing are, which, as we were speaking about, can be really dangerous. You're actually a free rider too. I'm a passionate backcountry snowboarder and all that. You enjoy free riding. Why the heck are they allowing that but not MMA?
Well, that's a good question. There are probably way more injuries in free riding than there are in MMA anyway. But it's part of the culture. Skiing has been part of the culture for hundreds of years, back to the Viking Age. So that's probably why. Yeah.
They're not big on violence here.
But do you get out? Do you get out routinely to go ski or whatnot, even when you're training for a fight? Is it something you do routinely out of interest?
No, he told me to not go skiing this camp. But I do sell skis, so that's close enough, I guess.
Amazing. Ulla, I'm going to go straight to you next. Ulla Hetleflat is fighting as well. Looking for your 4th win on Saturday night, 4th in a row, undefeated. You're 3-0 right now. You were telling me actually you've been doing some 10th Planet training. I can see it on the shirt right there, but you're not a guard player. You're a top game guy, no?
Yeah. I've trained for 2 or 3 years now, but it takes time to develop that type of rubber guard and all that system there. But for me, it's I learned to defend it, and eventually I'll probably do some rubber guard.
What do you like to do in an MMA fight? What can fans expect to see from you on Saturday night? What's your signature stuff? Because they were saying you live on an island, you're doing all this crazy Viking training. I mean, your beard game is on point, brother. What can we expect?
Striking, pressure him up to the fence, pick him up, slam him, TKO.
What are the chances this thing doesn't get out of the first round?
First or second round. Maybe the first one, I think I'm going to make some reads, and we'll see what happens. But I'm betting on a finish.
What do you look for in a fight when you get out there and it's kind of like those early moments, maybe first 30 seconds, first minute or two? What are you looking for in your opponent? Do you know much about your opponent?
No, barely know anything about.
He doesn't care. He's one of those guys. He just doesn't care who it is you put in front. They're all going to end up the same way.
Yeah, I'm just focusing on myself, and don't really matter.
Jorgen, are you not having your first fight?
It's the first amateur fight,
okay,
yes.
But have you fought before?
Well, like gym fights.
We've been organising some semi-legal fights here for a few years, but obviously there's a few rules we have to stick to just to keep the local authorities happy. They're training matches.
So what happens behind closed doors may stay behind closed doors, huh?
We're in the middle of nowhere, so we don't advertise them or anything like that, but we still pack the gym out with 250 people to come and watch. There's a thirst for it here,
I wonder, Matt, do you kind of train your fighters to think very flexibly, or do they go on there with a very set game plan from these gym wars or all of this drilling you guys are talking about?
I try and teach them a little bit of everything, and see where their skills take them, I put it in their ball. I've trained a lot of guys here, but these guys are the ones that have taken the information. Like Ula's taken the 10th planet thing, and I recommended it. I back it 100%. It's an area that I'm not strong in, so I give them the tools, and they choose what they want to do with them. But they have been held back because of the geography and where we are, and Ula should be a professional by now, but the last 2 years hit him hard. Hit him real hard. Because obviously we can leave the country and there's nothing going on here. So he's got to make up for lost time with what he wants to do and what he has the potential to do. I've trained so many people over the years that I'll be honest with you, I've never seen anyone work as hard as him and push themselves as hard as him and be in as physical shape as him. So. I can only hope that he gets the opportunities that he deserves.
And do you guys find it like you look back on the last couple of years and it seems like it went very slow, or did it go very fast? Do you feel very positive now with all that work behind you? Was it just something where you had to be mentally really disciplined? Tell me about that mental side, because I think a lot of people don't realize that, and we talked about this with some of the other athletes, that fight is got to be won with consistency every day. It's what you do every day. It's not even on the day when you fight.
Well, the last 2 years, I've literally had to keep them out of the gym because of the laws. Like literally, if you were over 20 years old, I couldn't let you in. We're talking like me getting a fine and closing the gym down. So they've had to keep it going on their own. And I know that maybe they've been at home in their houses and there's a few walls been smashed and there's some furniture been broken, but they've kept it alive themselves, without me. So, and they're the only two left standing here, really. That the sport has lost so much, of the young talent coming through. If you was already a professional, you're probably still a professional. But I think in the whole of MMA, there's opportunity now, because things are just getting started, and everybody's been in the same boat unless you were, gifted and already in the States, so I look forward to seeing what they can do. I'm confident that they're gonna push it on a level here. You're gonna see something good.
Ula, why do you fight? Why do you keep going? Why are you one of the guys that's kind of kept it persistent and been unwilling to give up on your dream?
It's my passion. That's about it. I don't really care about anything else. This is it.
He's not lying. I've watched him for 7 or 8 years, just every day in the gym. He never leave it alone. If he's not here, he's doing something else somewhere else. I was actually glad when he started to do the 10th planet, so he'd give the guys here a rest.
Oh man, I'm never coming over there to get into a sparring session or do any drilling with you guys. Forget it. I don't want none of that. Jorgen, same question for you, man. Why this? Of all the things you could be doing, why this?
Well, I do a lot of things, but this is one of the things I enjoy the most. So,
what else do you do?
Like free riding, I do fishing, play guitar. I've done some cheerleading after all. I've done most. Yeah, I
don't bring up the cheerleading, man.
So it doesn't matter.
You're joking.
I don't care.
Yeah.
More elbows to the face in the cheerleading than in MMA. So.
That's unbelievable, man. We're going to have you be...
Jorgen's been fantastic, though, with the kids here the last few years, helping out as a coach. And he wants to get in there and make a name for himself now. So
we're going to put you in there. We're going to have a ring guy and a ring girl. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. Are you actually a metal fan, Jorgen?
Yeah.
Both these two. Iron Maiden freaks, man.
Yeah. Maiden priests.
Yeah.
They're disappointed in their English coach because I don't actually like Iron Maiden. They're like, that's it.
I was going to say, like, what other genres of metal? So is it thrash metal? I'm a huge metal fan as well. What other stuff are you guys into?
It's primarily heavy metal.
Yeah, old school heavy metal, 80s.
Yeah.
New wave of British heavy metal.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
I love it, man. That is so, so cool. There's actually a really good scene, obviously, in the Nordic countries. There's just such an amazing level of musicianship as well. Do you play metal guitar? Is that what you go to then, Jorgen?
I do Jackson and Fenders mostly. Yeah.
You got a Jackson King V or what?
I use a custom. When I say custom, it's because we made it ourselves-ish. A dinky.
A dinky, cool.
With a few different.
I want a
setups
soloist.
that
I
you
want a
can-
Jackson neck through soloist, man. I've got
It is a few pieces from a soloist on there, so I'm just saying, it's not a pure dinky anymore.
so cool. EMGs?
One of the custom ones are a Sustainiac on the bridge.
Yeah.
But I don't
Amazing.
use EMG right now, no.
Yeah, they're good. I actually like Blackouts. Seymour Duncan Blackouts have done some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah,
They're
Seymour
like
Duncan is
Fishman,
what I'm using mostly. Yeah.
some different stuff. I've got a couple different guitars.
Mm-hmm.
ESP, PRS. I've got a PRS as well. A
Yeah.
Tremonti, PRS Tremonti. That's a really sick guitar. But man, listen, enough about guitars. Predictions for the fight. Coach, I'm going to go to you. We've heard a little bit from Ula. Jorgen, I haven't heard his yet. But what do you think is going to happen with these two guys on Saturday night?
I think with Jorgen, we heard he's a guy's got some K1 experience, and we've just been chatting here where there's a few people locally that have been questioning Jorgen's stand-up, so he's quite motivated to get into a stand-up war now to prove him wrong, but maybe that's the coach just playing mind games with him. I'm not sure about that. And Ula is, he has a different dimension with his striking, in the sense that his slam is an element of his striking. You know, he picked people up, and there isn't a guy in this gym that he hasn't picked up over his head, no matter what his weight. You know, I met him at 16, 17 years old, and I was still active myself, and he retired me quicker than anyone, made me feel an old man, just the sheer physical strength. I'd be very surprised if he got dominated physically by anybody, to be honest, at this level. You know, he may have to go to America and hit the big time before he meets his match.
Very cool. Jorgen, I'm going to go to you. I know your opponent, Josh Harper. We interviewed him on Sunday. He was a very clear, kind of no-nonsense guy. He said he's not even looked at you. He's not looked you up. He's not studied any tape. He said it doesn't matter. He has fought K1, but he's going out there to win this fight and win it quickly. What do you have to say back to him?
Cool. I don't know who he is.
You don't know who he is either?
We can have a competition who finished first.
So simple
Isn't
for
that
you
the
as
game?
well. No nonsense. Go in there and we'll see who's the better guy. Amazing. Ula, you are fighting for the amateur MMA featherweight title in Supreme Championships.
Cool.
The talk is your opponent, Gary Meadows, is pretty crazy. He's a wild man, they say. Does that concern you, and do you have any final words for him?
Doesn't concern me at all. Bring it. I'll fight fire with fire.
All right, well,
Doesn't
there you
matter.
go. Thank you so much, Ula and Jorgen and Matt, all the way from Norway tonight. Guys, greetings from London to Bergen. I'm coming over. We're going skiing, but I'm not going anywhere near that cage. I don't want nothing to do with you guys on the...
Well, just come in for a cup of tea. You're welcome.
Thanks, guys.
Here,
I really appreciate you guys being with us tonight, okay? All right, well, Saturday night, February 19th, 2 international fights. We've had them here tonight. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Peace.
No problem.
Cool.